Hi, welcome to the Learning from Games series from Untold Play. I'm Terry Pearce and this episode is about the board game Wingspan. Now I'm sharing it with you today on the online platform Tabletopia. This is a platform that allows people to play board games online. It's a great platform. I recommend that you check it out. But this game is also available as a box game from Stonemaier Games and I strongly recommend it. It's a game about bird conservation, about their habitats and habits. It's a commercial game. But it also teaches a lot and it's been wildly successful. It was sold out for a couple of months in the summer last year and couldn't get a copy for any amount of money. Now, if we have a look at the game, some of the things that it involves, some of the ways that it tries to show conservation of birds, then it represents, for instance, birds and some of the things that they have as characteristics. So we see here on these cards that represent individual birds, the kind of habitats they prefer, whether that be grassland or wetland or forest. The kind of food that they prefer, whether that be insects or grain or fish or mammals, and some of the things like the amount of eggs that they lay and the kind of nests that they build, and all these things are key in the game. So for instance, if we want to attract a bird to our habitats, then we need to see whether we've got the right amount of the kind of food that it likes. So we roll these dice, and if we get the right kind of food, then we can attract the bird to our habitat. So if we just look at the center here, this is us in the middle here, building up our habitats with different birds by adding birds when we've got the food to attract them. And once they're there, they start to behave in the way that bird behaves within the game and so on. So there's all kinds of mechanics there. There's some really interesting things about how it represents conservation priorities as well. So these are some of the things that will gain you points at different stages of the game. Now, I'm not going to explain what all these symbols mean, but it's just different types of birds or eggs that are going to score you more points when they're a conservation priority. So it represents this idea of conservation priorities in that way, which is really useful in terms of it being a kind of teaching and educational game, as well as being a fun and commercial game. So there's all these things that it represents, all these things that it kind of shows about its topic. And I'm not going to focus too much more than that on the mechanics, because it's not the mechanics that I think we can learn a lot from, certainly in this video anyway. It's more about the idea that you can take a topic like conservation of birds, something that might not immediately scream game, fun game, popular game, but actually make exactly that. Just by saying, okay, how can we represent these things about the real situation, about birds and how conservation works and how their habits work, and bring it into that board game environment. Now, if you're wondering a little bit more about the how, I will put a link in the comments to a list of board game mechanics and an article that I've written about that. But just that idea that you might be sitting on a topic perhaps that you want people to learn about around perhaps something like health and safety, or Excel and formulas within Excel, or finance, or anything that might not seem immediately like a fun topic where games and play can really be involved. But actually, I think that anything can be turned into a game, or certainly games-based learning in some way or form can be used. And I think Wingspan demonstrates that really, really well, because again, it's wildly successful, it's very fun, and it really does teach about its topic. I'm really interested to hear what you've got to say about this and any related issue about turning particular things into learning games. So please comment in the comments. Please subscribe to see future videos the same. I've been Terry Pearce. This is Untold Play. Have a playful day. Thank you.